All right, y'all. You heard the man. You heard the man himself. This is D. Leggett, the lifeguard. So this is D. Leggett, the lifeguard here. I'm known as the lifeguard not only to individuals, but I also am a lifeguard to churches and nonprofit organizations. All right, to churches and nonprofit organizations. For over 20 years, I dedicated my life to doing the same thing that you guys do, meaning churches and nonprofit organizations, which is outreach, which is ministry, which is after school programs and and mentoring programs and feeding people and clothing people. And for over 20 years, we've done it. And traditionally, before now, before what I present to you, which is called the Father's Wish Program, traditionally, we had to survive off of donations, contributions, in for churches, tithe, offering, all right, also grants, and all of that sort of thing, sponsorships, and just those streams of income to keep our programs running, our doors open, so that we could just provide the services that we are all called to provide. But up until the Great Recession, let's say 2008, up until the Great Recession, that all was cool. It all was normal. But after the Great Recession, I know, just like you know, my funding with the mayor of Orlando dried up. I had to try and figure out how to continue the mentoring program without the grant that I was receiving, because the city was no longer getting the same amount of funds. And many organizations and nonprofits across the country are in the same situation, closing your doors. How so in steps a organization, or in steps a company. All right. So before I tell you the life preserver that this company is providing to you, before I tell you the life preserver that this company is providing to you, I must tell you what they did over that 4-year period of the Great Recession. While while the government and companies and everybody was slashing and burning, downsizing, laying people off, people working all 30 years, pensions tied up and they just cutting thousands and thousands of people. That's what across the country was happening. But while everybody else was doing that, this company was growing by 800%. I'm talking about a life preserver called Links to Funds. All right. I'm talking about a life preserver that I, D. Leggett, the lifeguard, will throw out to you. It's called Links to Funds. This company, Five Links, that has a program for churches and nonprofits called Links to Funds. In that same period of time, from 2008 to 2012, grew by over 800%. What that means is, in 2008, when they were generating somewhere around between 20 and 30 million, and then by the time 2012 rolls around, generating over 120 million a year. All right. 20 to 30 million 2008 annually in that year. 2012, 120 million in 2012, and growing. So Links to Funds is a life preserver that they've already demonstrated that they can generate sources of income during a down economy, during a recession. So they create a life preserver for nonprofits and churches to be able to raise funds for them yourselves, raise funds for your mission, for your outreach, for your food pantry, for your building fund, for your clothing drive, for your private school, for whatever ministry or outreach or service that you provide. They allow you through the Links to Funds program, the Life Preserver, to be able to raise those type of funds the same way they generated over 800% of revenue for their company. They give you the tool to be able to generate that through a fundraiser for your nonprofit organization. Free of charge. Free of charge. So what is the Father's Wish program? The Father's Wish Foundation is the vehicle that I use to throw the life preserver of Links to Funds to churches and nonprofit organizations. All right? Because we've been in the arena for over 20 years, providing the same services that you guys want to provide. And now that we found a new source of funding, you no longer have to go and write these big, huge 21st century grants and turn them in and they throw it out for you got some digits inverted. Somebody got dyslexia and you put the wrong numbers here and wrong numbers there. And so your budget didn't add up. We're going to throw it out. Now all of the funding that you planned and all of the coalition that you put together is gone. It's out the window. You no longer have to do that because you could raise those type of funds and way more on a residual basis for the life of the ministry or program that you have. All right. So the Father's Wish is the vehicle that I use to introduce people to the Links to Funds program. All right. Not only do we introduce you to the funding, but we also introduce you to individuals who can show you through a proven track record how to raise those funds for your organization. And then if you want to provide, to go above and beyond and not just provide the clothing that you already provide or the food drive that you already provide, but if you want to go to the next level and help some people get free, help some people get financial literacy, help some people who are at or below the poverty line find out and be educated on how they can develop themselves and put themselves in a position to earn an additional, let's say, extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month that could save thousands of lives in our inner city. An additional $2,000 to a mother who working 2 and 3 jobs, got 3 and 4 kids, and the 2 and 3 jobs still is not enough to make the ends meet. Hard to keep the lights on, hard to keep the food on the table. I'm describing mothers that I was dealing with in the mentoring program. I'm describing specific cases and situations. I know this is happening in our communities, and I know what an extra $2,000 can mean to thousands of individuals. That's what the Father's Wish program is. It's a lifeline to churches and organizations, and then in exchange for us showing you how to keep your doors open and keep your ministries up and running, we ask you to take a look at our Father's Wish mentoring program and development program and empowerment program. And we ask you to add that to your lineup of ministries and services that you offer there in your community. And if you do that, not only will you be able to generate a whole new stream of revenue that your supporters and parishioners or people who contribute to your organization. Not only do they not have to give out of discretionary income to support your organization, they can support your organization by simply continuing to pay the same essential service bills that they pay every single month. Just keep paying your cell phone. Keep paying your cable bill. Keep paying your light bill. All right? Keep paying all of those things every single month like you already doing. Don't change a thing. Just donate those bills to your ministry through the program the Links to Funds program that the 5 Links Company offers you. And we will train you through the Father's Wish program how to generate. Our goal is to help every organization generate a minimum of 500 supporters that will donate their services to the organization. And over a 2-year period, I can show you how those 500 services will raise over $30,000 for your organization. That's right. Just 500 supporters over a 2-year period. We can show you how to raise over $30,000. That's the Father's Wish program in a nutshell. If you're interested, get back to me. All of the information is attached to this video. We would love to help your church, your organization, your nonprofit organization, all of these neighborhood football teams and baseball teams and soccer clubs and all of these little league, everything all throughout our community. In every other community, the kids got all of the bats and hats and equipment and this and that, and we